Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Family Wealth and Other Musings. I'm your host, Becky Easton, and today I want to answer a great question and give you some quick tips on how to talk to a loved one about estate planning. And, estate planning just rarely comes up in the course of a regular conversation. And if it does, it's usually involving what has happened to a celebrity's fortune after his or her death. The distance is safe, so the conversation can take place. And even though I feel that people are having these conversations more and more these days, what happens when you really need to discuss planning with a loved one? Either your own estate plan or the one that they have or should have. No one really likes to talk about the death of someone close to them, and we rarely have this critical conversation, but we really just all should. So, how do you talk about estate planning to a loved one? A 2012 Forbes article gave 6 quick tips, and I think they're as pertinent as ever. You want to start by picking the right time. If it's too difficult to schedule a time for this conversation, have it when you're doing something else, like taking a walk. Start with a story. Use a story as an opener to the conversation, like the death of a celebrity and the havoc that failure to plan is wreaking on his or her estate, or how you just went through the process of creating your own estate plan. And then talk separately. It may be easier for you parents with more than one child to have separate conversations with each child rather than talking to a group. Also, you can use a team approach. If you're having difficulty getting your spouse to focus on estate planning issues, communicate your concerns as a member of the team. Talk about how aging means making mature decisions together and how you need to protect your children with estate planning. Ask for feedback as well. After discussing your estate plan with your children, ask them individually how they feel about what you've explained. It might not change what you're doing, but it will let them feel like they have a voice. And then explain why. Explain to your children the principles that guided your decision about how your estate is being divided. This lessens the chance of conflicts among siblings. And with those few things in mind, I definitely encourage you to talk with your family and even your friends about estate planning generally, and then getting into the more specifics for the circle around you, your family and your immediate family who will be affected by your decision, or you will be affected by their decision to plan or not plan. I have some clients actually who, after planning with me, told me that they sat their family down for a big, awkward family dinner to talk about everything, and I fully support that. So one thing that we can also do as a personal family lawyer is sit down with you and help facilitate that meeting with your family so that everybody understands and has an opportunity to get on the same page about why you made those decisions and that they were actually made intentionally and with forethought. And so if you do find this is something you'd love to discuss further with me, I encourage you to give me a call and get on my calendar for 15 minutes, which you can do by calling my front office at 480-999-4455. And if you're not in Arizona or Colorado, I highly encourage you to find another personal family lawyer near you by going to personalfamilylawyer.com. Thanks again for listening in today. This has been Family Wealth and Other Musings. I am your host, Becky Easton, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.